Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the trifold or dog gate video. We are going to do all the rest of it today. I wanted to show you the material we picked out, how we're going to paint it, just all the details, and we're going to put it together and make it look good. So let's go check it out. And I failed to introduce myself. I'm Steveo. This is So Your Wife Wants You To, where we tackle the never-ending honey-do list. All right, let's go see this dog gate here. So here it is. It looks like a piece of cloth, but this is the material that my daughter picked out for the gate. So we got 1 yard of it. You can see the gate underneath there. We've got 4 parts. So basically, I cut it already, laid it out and cut it. And we're going to use a staple gun and staple it on to there. But first, she wants it to be blue. So we're going to take these things off. Take this outside, and we're going to rattle can it blue. So let's go do that. Now, some people would take the hinges and tape them to make them not get painted, but I'm going to paint the hinges blue. I'm just going to do blue on the whole thing, so it's going to be all one color. Alright, so I have already hit this surface with 220 grit sandpaper. So all we need to do is kind of wipe it off nice and clean, and then we can go ahead and paint. And I don't have a piece of wood big enough to put the whole thing on, but we do what we can with what we have on this channel. And this is what I had, so we're just going to kind of move it up and down. So let's do that. First, I have alcohol wipe. Literally just a wipe with a little alcohol on it. Just going to kind of go over the whole surfaces. And just kind of get all the, all the dirt stuff off so that the paint sticks better. So that's the first step. Alright, for the tools today, I'm using Krylon Color Max paint and primer. I'm usually a Rust-Oleum type of guy, but Krylon's a pretty good brand too. Good enough anyway. And then staple gun. I'll put a link in the description if you need a staple gun. Really great tool to have. You can shoot staples into things. You don't have to worry about hooking up to an air compressor or anything. You just kind of... We'll see this in action in just a few minutes here. But first, let's do a little rattle cannon. So basically just kind of spray it on. I won't bore you with the details, but we're going to do this whole thing. So and here is the final result. Now let's go do some stapling. Okay, we have laid it out. So this is the back of it. We laid it out. We're actually going to turn this cloth around so that the back of it is the back of it. So I'm going to do that with one hand, with 2 hands here, and I'll be right back with you. And hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what's going to happen. So basically just staple that way, staple all the way up, fold that over to where it looks good on the front, staple, and then just do the same thing. I'm going to go, depending on the shutter you get, you may or may not have a space to staple. Like I'm not going to probably try to staple this little ridge right here. I'll probably just go like that. We'll see what it looks like. But then I will staple this ridge. I just don't think I can get a staple in this little spot right here. I'll try. I might be able to, but it might be not great. So we'll see. But yeah, just basically, yes, I know my spray paint job is only mediocre, but I ran out of spray paint. And that is just how it has to be. Plus, no one's going to see this spot, so it should be okay. We're just trying to corral some dogs, so. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and staple this. I don't have my tripod right now with me, so I'm just going to do it off camera, and then we'll come back. Alright, so you can see the staple there, staple there. I only did this one side so far, but you can kind of see it's looking pretty good. Okay, so now I've stapled this side and this side. I actually did go on that little ridge. So you can see staple there, one right there, all the way up and down. So now I just have to do this side and the long side here. So I'm actually going to take this and start pulling it tight so that when I pull it, it's going to be stretched this way, and then I'll pull it this way and it'll be stretched that way. It should be nice and tight when we're done. So definitely make sure you get it tight instead of kind of floppy and loose. You want to make sure it looks good on the other side. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I did make one mistake, and this is how you guys can learn from my mistakes, just like you do often on this channel, where I make several mistakes all the time, and then you get to learn from them. So here's what I did. I used some staples that were way too long, and that little ridge is only about 1/4 inch. The staples I used were longer, so look what happened. So you can see the staple kind of came out and just kind of splintered this. So not going to be a huge deal, but I'm definitely not going to do that again on the other three. I'll go ahead and use the thicker part of the board. So when you do it, make sure that what you staple into is thick enough to accept the staple. So I'll just have to splinter this off and then clip it with some clippers. You can see a little bit of damage, but I'll probably have to go and get some shorter staples. But that's it. I mean, if you look at it, you know, the big picture type of thing, it's going to be pretty cool looking. So it's nice and tight, you know, it's going to be good. Okay, so here's the second one. So here's the first one that had kind of splinters on it. I mean, it looks good, minus the little bit of splintering. But then here's the one where I did it on the thicker part of the wood. It really looks about the same. Like if you really look in there, you can see, you know, a little bit of a gap. But really, like, I think it looks great still. So I'll show you the back side here. Okay, here's the back side. So you see, I just did it on the thicker part of the wood. So I'm going to do that on the other two, and then we'll take a look at the final product. Okay, let's take a look and see how it looks. I think it's pretty awesome. So that's it. So let's go over the price again. It was $10 for the pair, $4 to attach them with those hinges. It was like $4.50 for a yard of fabric. So 18 bucks. Spray paint, if you have to buy spray paint, you know, I mean, that could be, these days that could be $10, honestly, just because of the price of things. But even still, like high-end dollar, if you can't find cheapo spray paint or you don't have any, you know, less than 30 bucks, and you've got something that you're going to pay $50 to $80 on Amazon. So I don't know, pretty cool. It looks good. I'll put links in the description for all the tools that I use. You know, this side, it looks, if you really wanted to do it right, you could get another roll of fabric and put it around the back. But this is good enough for now. So yeah, that is all. I'll put links in the description to all the tools I used. And never mind my toilet there, where this is actually going to be the basement bathroom eventually. See, we snapped some lines today for it, so more to come on that, but that is all for now. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you later. Get back to work.